viewers of GASA Media, we're almost at the end of this wonderful festival or wonderful conference that started since Friday, and this is actually Sunday morning in the name of 9 batch of Teachers for 10, raising fund to review the dilapidated structure of the loan institution since 1981 that was created and until 2016 when the armed conflict put the school to a halt, where the structure and all the infrastructure will have been broken down, everything is still well stolen. But the 9 batch that has been championing the ex-student of this school said no, they cannot sit back and just let the other student or the other young one just go like that. And of course, some of the seniors, like the field batch, has joined them, mobilizing to say, let's see how we can raise. And prior to this time, we had an early interview. I think the president, Mr. Kaiser Julius, was here, the CEO of Leather USA, and who was also the moderator and the MC of the occasion, was here, where we had, we predicted what was going to happen. And right now we have Santos Aso, who was the former secretary, financial secretary for the 9 batch, and he's the host chapter here in Maryland. So I just want to have an exit interview on what has transpired since Friday until now, where we are running up this weekend fundraising and all the activities. But the goal remains that they feel very passionate that something that we benefited from, to sit back for 8 years and students not going to school. A child that was, or a student that was supposed to be from 1, who have been graduating from high school, getting into university, was deprived from education. A child that have started from class 1 up to class 6 to enter secondary school was deprived from education. And they feel so passionate about it. And that is why somebody like Mr. Pascal flew all the way from Arizona to be here with us. Let me start with you, Mr. Kisan, as the host chapter, that you put in so much work to get to this point. But the outcome, how do you feel at this time that we are ramping up?
Thank you very much. I know it's been a long journey to get here. We've worked tirelessly behind the scene to make sure that we get this occasion to come to pass. And our expectations, would rather say, our expectations have not been fully met. But I count on the Maryland people. I know we extended a lot of invitations out. Some of them were not able to be here. I would know it might be because of one reason or the other. We'll surely be reaching out to those people, and we're counting on their support.
Yes, but
for those who were here,
yes,
I think they did a good job. I would really commend those who were here. They raised some money that is going to go into do some work in that project. But
yes. But let me ask you this. Remember the Kudu, the bank. Even though grammar school is located in Minji, which is the political headquarters, which typically is not like kind of the bank team. But the bank people are the very close proximity. And even during the Kudu USA convention in Boston, the CEO of Leather USA this year, he said when the bank cough or when the Kudu cough, everybody has a virus or something like that. So these are the giant organization. And we all know that Maryland, where we are sitting right now, is the breath of the Kudu, is the breath of the Bank people. But GBHS for them located in the Bank. What do you think? Not forgetting, you are the WTC president. What do you think happened that we were expected to see people even stand on the hallway or outside, the Bank people coming to say no? Our own school wants to open. What do you think happened?
Anything I tell you here will only be speculation, because I can't read minds. But what I can say is, the few who came did what they did, and I will be reaching out to those who did not come. Probably they have valid reasons why they are not here. For those who are still at home, who did not come and didn't have any valid reason to be here, I would say I'm very disappointed with those type of people. I don't want to generalize it because I know I'll be reaching out to a lot of people and they will respond positively. And education I don't really want to say it's a Lebang thing, even though the school is located in Lebang. Even this batch that is doing all this, a lot of us do not come even from the Southwest province. They come from different provinces. So education really has no boundaries. So I don't really want to personalize it to be a Lebang thing. Anybody can benefit from that institution. But Lebang people, as the people, the hosts where that school is located, I think they should be championing this fight.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Javier, before I turn over to these two gentlemen here, I think I'll be releasing some footages for those to comment on what you are saying that you'll be reaching out. I think those that didn't really know what we were saying, I think when we release some footage, we probably will listen to somebody like the chairperson of the Reconstruction Committee, Dr. Bernard Bebo, who is on the field bash. He spoke passionately, and even this our president here. I think when you listen to those voices, they will touch your heart. And I urge you that when we release those footages, take time and listen to them, so that you can even donate at any one time. Now, CEO, before this time, about 4 hours ago, we talked the tactics on how to raise money. Let me just ask you a simple question. Do you think we meet their target? As a fundraiser, do you think their job was the way you expected, they are feeling, or at this point?
In terms of my output, as an individual, I would say I did what I could do at my own level. At the other end, in terms of the response, the president just spoke about it. The response wasn't encouraging, But this interview, my mind frame is always looking at the cup half full, not half empty. In life, we want something, we will not always want all of what we would have loved to have. We would have loved to have more people that we have here today. But the fact that a lot of people did not show up should not blind us to not appreciate those who show up. So the people who showed up, they did their best, and they took us where we are now. We are not where we were before we sat here 4 hours ago in terms of finances. Let's not forget about that. Do we where we want to be? No. There's been some progress, not good enough.
But at least
there's some progress, and so let's be positive and focus on what we have at hand. I know that even if we don't achieve our target, then we'll see how hard do we have to work. We have a badge that we have gone a long way without asking people to come and help us, but contributing that money ourselves. And so we are getting to the point where we have to put in more of that personal effort to get us to where we want to be. And the last thing is, you mentioned about Dr. Bebo. That is when at some point I was insisting on them delivering their speeches and talking and drawing people's attention to not wait for what they will contribute, but hear what they will say.
Dr. Julius Fomente.
Yes, what they want to say, because it is all about messaging. Once people's mind frame change, whether you have an occasion or not, they will give. They had given $1,000 before we came here. We did not have to put them in any high table before we gave. And so if you have to do good messaging, somebody sitting somewhere watching this outcome of this convention, the mind frame might change, and the beauty of the convention will not be what we realize in a hall, but will be what will create a platform for people to come and set out the right message that will inspire people to meet our goals. So all is not down, it all depends on how we look at the situation.
Mr. President, turn over to you. You hold so many leadership positions. Formerly, you were the general organizer for this batch for 2 terms, over 4 years. You have been the president now for another 2 years. You are also the president of the New England, which is one of the BLM community, a very huge community in Massachusetts. You are also a member of the board of trustees of the Kulu USA, which is a giant organization still in the BLM community. And now you are the president of this organization, which everybody says is championing this organization. I just want to ask you, when you put all this, when you see like mobilizing people, he's coming all the way from Arizona, people came from Germany, people came from Canada, from all over the state to be here. I mean, regardless of how much output or how much we're anticipating, but I just want to speak to maybe some other people in terms of leadership, how you are able to manage the organization and pull them together.
Yeah, thank you very much, GASA Media, for this interview. I think at the moment where we are, I will first of all commend all those who made it here to this wonderful occasion, which was not about GASA 8990 as a whole, but was about GBSS Fontem, rebuilding of GBSS Fontem. If we looked closely into what we need in that institution, which is currently going on, let's say it straight. That institution now is going on. Students are there, but the structure needs a lot. We have benches to repair, we have roofs, we have toilet, we have water. Those basic amenities, students need that. And as a class of GASA 8990, why this convention held here, we didn't make it as a convention for GASA 8990 alone. We made it as a rebuilding GBSS from them, and that is who we are. And my batch are people who are committed, people who have that heart to make GBSS Fontem regain that pride it had before. These people came here, united under the umbrella of love, unity, and solidarity to make that movement strive through rebuilding of GBSS Fontem. And I think those who were here, I commend them for that. I commend the reconstruction committee led by Dr. Mbeba. He was here with Dr. Julius Fumenga. We are doing an amazing job. They are doing an amazing job. We will keep on moving. But I would just say that I was expecting more than this, based on the mobilization that we made. I did personal phone calls to people in the WDC chapter, so that this mission will not be about GASA 89, and it was about GBS. But I went ahead to say, lovers of education and the BLM as a whole, let's unite under this umbrella. I would say all is not lost. We are moving ahead. And those who still have that vision in mind, please, it did not end here.
I'm not going to. I think it's a good message that sometimes, because I read in one of the forums when we started circulating, one of the batches was like, has school really started? I'm glad that people should at least follow up maybe some of the documentary or some of the reporting that we did. School is actually went out, as you mentioned. There are students right now in school and they're saying we'll interview the principal, we'll show some short reporting and stuff like that. So I'm just like saying that maybe that nobody want to teach before that maybe the thing that maybe it's fantasy, they should know that education is actually the one thing. I think there was a pool that was done by a family tree guy. He's developing a car, he's from the BLM. He put different categories. I think he said doctor, teacher, farmer, and the rest. Who is the best, or who? I've forgotten how he framed the question. And I saw the voting was like teachers. So that tied to education. That without education, I just wonder maybe anybody want to teach, maybe 30 seconds like there's still room for people to chip in and contribute. Education, what we are doing will not end today. School has started, school will continue to go on. We will continue to support these students with, I mean, all of us know from the BLM that even those parents that are there, they do not have farm or income. But children need maybe scholarship, pay PTA, buy books and stuff like that. So it's a process that will take maybe about 5 years for people to really regain themselves and maybe a little bit stable. So I just like maybe in 20 seconds if I want to pitch to the audience.
The last word I would say is people from the very BLM are very resilient people. They used to help their children, sponsor their children just with their farming, and most of the BLM children were educated. The situation, the crisis came, and that hope was lost. But we are here trying to rekindle that hope. And with what we are doing, I think we'll continue to do this. We'll get them back on their feet.
Thank you. Let me see.
Well, there is a famous saying that many are called, but few are chosen. Right now we are at the point where many all over the BLM have been called for us to go revamp this great institution. For now, few are chosen. So we are working ourselves to the point where many will be called and many will be chosen. That day will come. They sang the anthem, and I invited people to read the lyrics of the anthem, because at some point we have to rewrite that anthem. And when we rewrite the anthem, especially those who pass through that school, do you want to be part of the new lyrics or not? That will be the question that we throw to those who are still sitting on the fence out there.
That's powerful. I mean, you made me kind of get a little bit emotional. Sorry for that. Mr. President, any last word for encouragement that all is not lost?
Yes.
I mean, we are still, there's still more that we're doing, we are succeeding. Let's think that maybe we'll promise, maybe we wanted to get to 50,000, we couldn't get that amount. But for us to think that after 8 years, 8 to 9 years, that students can now go to school, and we are at this point. I mean, anything?
Yeah, thank you, Director. And I probably might take a little bit longer than that,
yes,
because I belong to the Reconstruction Committee of GBSS Fontam, and also the coordinator of Bash Raps. And I believe that our mission is one: rebuilding GBSS Fontam. And when I was giving my donation, I said, I'm doing this, I am who today, because grammar school GBSS Fontam made me who I am today. And I'm proud of that. If we all reflect in that, think about it. Take 1 second and think about who you are today and what that institution makes to you. You will give back to that institution the little you can to make it regain the pride it had before. And I think that with that, all is not lost. Let's continue to hope and open up that this institution is ongoing now, and we will do as much as possible to keep it going. And I call on everyone who has not given that, make that donation to the Reconstruction Committee, to GBSS Fontam entirely. Please get up and know that you are who you are today, because that institution, Grammar School Fontam, made you who you are.
Yes, thank you so much. Dear viewers, as you listen, even the chairperson of the Reconstruction Committee reaffirmed to us today that students should go to school. So the security concern has kind of been resolved. It's time for you to chip in. Again, I'm Ernest Kuma for GASA Media, and thank you.